before coming down to Long Beach Boulevard and now headed southbound. Now, since they've been off the freeway, they've been kind of, well, we had some speed, but haven't been running through any red lights or anything like that. Might be going into a residential area. That spotlight from CHP overhead. They still have eyes from the sky, not from the ground. They backed off the ground units because of the insane speeds on this one. But let's see where the suspect is headed. I mean, we see him going to residential areas. We always think that they may be getting ready to get out and run. So we'll see if that is indeed the case.
Okay, I believe Mike had mentioned that this they're expecting this guy to run out of gas.
Yeah, that was one of the units who said, like this guy had been going so fast for so long, he can't have that much gas in the tank. So that's kind of why they were trying to not lose him, because they didn't think he was going to last much longer. Now, I did just hear that they're asking the sheriff's department, because now we're in Compton, which is patrolled by the LA County.
All right, so this is better.
Deputies to be in position, be in the area. It doesn't.
We got ourselves a high-speed chase, folks.
But they at least want
a motorcycle,
because as
it doesn't happen often.
Too, when we get into these kind of neighborhood streets, it's always likely that there's going to be a
this could end really bad,
or something where we get into a situation where they'll need a ton of units. So they've got Long Beach PD, because Long Beach will get further to the south. They want them ready, and they want the sheriff's department ready in case this ends in a foot bail. But CHP didn't chase this on the freeways. They backed off because of speeds. I can't imagine that they'll chase it on surface streets, especially with him still going 70 miles an hour on surface streets here.
And certainly, as we mentioned, in a residential neighborhood. And I believe, from what we understand, the only want, or the initial want anyway, was speed.
Good to see it.
As far as we know.
Yeah, just speeding. I mean, we heard them run the plate. The plate didn't come back stolen, and they probably now know who at least the registered owner is, which sometimes obviously helps them get an idea of where that motorcycle is registered to, what the address is, because then they can maybe say, okay, we're getting close to his house. But we kind of came off the 105 and went south, and it looks like we're going back northbound now, right, Des?
Here we go.
Yeah, we were, but it just made a turn kind of at a weird intersection. Now going up to State and Redwood Street. There again, the CHP spotlight overhead.
They're out of gas.
Here. Looked like kind of slowed down going underneath the 105. Let's see if they pop back out. A very common pursuit tactic where, yep.
You think he's still there? Maybe ditch the bike?
I have to wonder if they did, Pat. You see the spotlight hanging out on the other side. And, so many of these suspects now, this is what they're doing. They're going to places where they can evade the eyes up in the sky, us as well as CHP. You see their spotlight.
Wow.
We kept the shot wide to see if we would see him come out.
What is that?
I have to wonder if they just ditched the bike and got out and walking away from the scene or something, might have parked it right there in the center divider. They have not come out from underneath this one. You see CHP's spotlight looking frantically all over the place as well.
Never mind.
Is that the bike right
No, he
there?
just
Did he just come out or not?
The helicopter missed it.
Okay. Now we go.
Right there.
So came back out, tried a little
Spotlight
maneuver
is
there.
on him.
Fooled us for a moment. But we got it back here now on Imperial Highway at State Street, and thought maybe it was going to end. Tried a little maneuver there, but it continues.
Well, you just said that. He said, fooled us for a moment. So it almost seems like that was intentional, right? Don't you think? But they had an idea. I'm just going to go on and hang out up under the bridge for a while.
No, this is good stuff. This is what happened on. That's what they do on Grand Theft Auto.
Desmond and Pat were just talking.
On Grand Theft Auto, what they do is there's actually a mission where they hide under the bridge.
Well, now they're stopped at a light. Interesting.
There are no
cops
pursuing them.
Running through
this
lights?
person has not been running the lights. We've had their super crazy speeds, but they've been stopping at all the red lights. That seems to be where the suspect wants to draw the line, realizing that would just be, the most dangerous thing they could probably do is try to, cross traffic there with, nothing protecting them while, 3,000-4,000 pound vehicles are, hurling in their direction. So that seems to be where they draw the line is crossing red lights. But speeds, we've seen 70, 80 miles an hour on surface streets, 130 on freeways. I do have to mention that we are, as we crossed Imperial and Alameda, on the edge of LAX's airspace. So that is going to be possibly another complicating factor for us, depending on where the suspect wants to go, but we are westbound on Imperial Highway. Imperial Highway kind of functions like a mini freeway in some stretches here. Here you go. Up to 70, 80 miles an hour now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, definitely a wide street here paralleling 105, Pat.
Well, and I know you've probably talked about this in the last hour, but I'm just noticing that this person doesn't have on a jacket or coat of anything. They've got jeans on and a helmet.
And a t-shirt.
Is that a t-shirt that they're wearing?
And
I noticed I didn't see an outer jacket of any kind. And
I saw a bump.
Wondering, well, okay, we'll look at them.
It's just so risky to be going. I mean, 130 miles an hour on the freeway, Pat. And
I have no
not
idea.
Even wearing a t-shirt.
But they're going to run out of gas soon, and we might have ourselves a foot
CHP
pursuit.
units on Imperial trying to catch up with him right now. When he made that move under the bridge, that's when the airship said, okay, let's get a bunch of units in here. So I am listening to a unit that's coming up behind him on Imperial. So we'll be interested to see if they're able to catch up or how much involvement CHP wants to have on the ground.
Hey, guys, because what can they do at this point? If you get out, you throw a spike strip if you can?
No, yeah,
because you're certainly not going to do any kind of pit maneuver on a motorcycle.
Yeah, and they wouldn't try to spike a motorcycle either. That would be, I think, just too much risk for the rider there. So, I mean, what they're doing right now with their helicopter is probably the extent of it. They're going to watch him, wait for him to run out of gas or run on foot or something like that. And the best they can do is try to have a bunch of units in the area to be able to catch up with them. As soon as he kind of gets off or ends, or
he's going to run out of gas. I think very soon.
It's kind of starting to realize the writing on the wall here. I mean, you tried that move under the freeway. Now we're stopping at all the stoplights and kind of trying to follow the rules.
Another stoplight
here, but that night sign is not. Oh, look, there's CHP unit behind him.
I see.
Let's see if they light him up. But
there's a cut. Turn your lights on.
Well, you notice he turns around.
Yeah.
To see what's behind him. So he
turn your lights on. Why are you not lighting them up?
Units have actually
come on.
Up, this pursuit again. Well, look at this. Look at this.
Let's see.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Like that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
CHP was not having it.
Oh, that was dope.
Having it tonight.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
That was an interesting little sneaky maneuver there by CHP to come up.
Oh boy.
Just kind of sneak up behind him. And before he could think about anything, they got out, pushed him off the bike, and that brings this to an abrupt end.
Okay, now what maneuver do you call that? A tackle? I mean, that was a foot. Correct?
Pushed him off.
Yeah, I was.
They went outside the playbook.
Yeah,
for that
I just pushed him over. I mean, I don't think I've seen that one before.
Wow.
A human pit.
Yeah.
Wow.
They tackled the guy.
There you go.
Well, you know what? That's
oh my God, that was awesome.
It could have ended worse.
Oh.
Look, they just probably said, okay, we're tired of this.
Yeah.
That's like going.
I bet he doesn't even go to jail.
By the ear, Pat. Yeah.
By the ear, yeah, and pulling them up. Okay.
God, that was hilarious.
The jailhouse for.
Has anybody ever seen anything like that?
What you've been doing, but again, this could have turned out much worse. Somebody could have gotten hurt considering the speeds that this driver was.
Yeah, and most likely him. He could have gotten killed in all of this with that small bike.
That was awesome.
I will say, out of all the agencies, and Des, let me know if you disagree. I think CHP is most likely the ones that will try different stuff to bring something to an end. We've seen them a couple of times use your box-in technique and different stuff like that. This is definitely the first time I've seen them just push them off a bike. But CHP, if any agency, they'll be the ones to try a little something different every now and again.
Well, this is definitely something different.
Yeah,
and again, I'm going to notice the apparel.
Yeah, that was
again,
awesome.
With the backpack. I'm just noticing that for the first time as well. So, all right, we're going to call this COMPTON. And Desmond, Mike, thanks a lot for the narration during all of this. And it ends safely, but in something very different that we've seen in most pursuits. So we have more new.
Anyway, I was just sitting here doing something, and I saw a police pursuit, so I thought I would just go live for a second. I thought it was that was very entertaining, to say the least. Armpit maneuver. Yeah, I've never seen that one. It was a good one. Who else? Who's on? Anybody on? Anybody cool? Let's see here. Live. Okay, so the police chase is over. So that's fun. It's done, dude. It's over. It's over. Short and sweet. That's right. Short and sweet. All right. Good night, everybody.